I would say that the prerequisite for effective self-coaching is someone being very clear around what their intention is. I mean, unless someone is intentional, they are going to waver and there will be uncertainty that will get in the way of whatever they profess to want. So when I say being intentional, what I'm saying is that they literally have to think about what is that happy ending? What would it look like once the game is won? Or once I've gone through the finish line, and they have to actually come from that place, like it's actually happened. So you're really stepping into the future state. That idea of being intentional, being able to really create that future state, being able to write your own script around what that looks like, feels like, smells like, and then being able to actually step into it from a behavioral standpoint is powerful. So what I mean by that is, let's say somebody has a very strong intention to be seen as influential in the organization. That's their strong intention. If they start living into that space, that would really mean that when meetings occur, as opposed to holding back, which they may have done in the past, now they put their views out there. When they're dealing with their boss or senior executives, rather than being deferential, they're coming across respectively more as business partners. So they're really operating from that place. That to me is really being intentional, and that absolutely has to be in place in order for someone to really get the greatest reward from going through a self-coaching process. The process that we use really is a process of, one, an overview where the leader will convey to the participants why they were chosen. And usually it's because of the perception of them having much more mileage or much more juice to really take their game to the next level in terms of favorably impacting the company. The second step would be in day one, where they learn the elements of coachability, focusing on a very clear intention, thinking about who are the people who could be their circle of support in the organization, and literally practicing how to gain feedback. Then about 5 weeks later, after they've solicited the feedback, they then come back for a half a day, and then it's around articulating the messages they've heard, putting them into some type of performance plan, and creating a game plan of how are they going to sustain it. So in my mind, when you look at really self-coaching, it's really around setting it up, day one around learning the skills, in the 5-week period literally doing it, and then coming back and seeing what you got. That to me is really the game of self-coaching. Someone needs to be able to understand what stories that they have that could potentially preclude their ability to succeed. So they may have core limiting beliefs about what they're capable of doing. They may have had fears or concerns in the past that crop up in the present. And unless somebody is really mindful of what they are, it could be a derailer. So in the end, when you look at the whole issue of coaching, in my mind, the two key elements are, one, is someone self-aware, right? Are they mindful of the stories they have that could derail them? And then two, are they coachable? Meaning, can they literally reframe those stories and create a different outcome? Those to me are really the mindset shifts that need to occur.